Inspector summary video. We're here in Franklin Street. in Boston. We have a fire escape here that has a lot of problems. It's a 10-story building. Primarily the area that has a lot of the emergencies that I want to discuss today is here. But Mass Building Code 1001.3 must examine, test, or certify this fire escape is not ready to pass an examination. It is not ready for a load test, and it is not ready for certification. It's got a lot of problems with it. Has not seen paint in many, many years. If you look at this fire escape has not been painted. Has original hardware throughout. A lot of the treads have been changed out with new hex head bolts, but the rust remained in the treads, which I'll show in my walkthrough. We do have lead paint. The fire escape is older than 78, so it does have lead, and that does require you to maintain EPA renovator license requirements as well as OSHA requirements. This is 10 stories, so it is over 35,000 cubic square, so this is going to have engineer control, engineer of oversight, or registered architect of oversight on this one. Permits are going to be required. So let's start going along as to see what's been done over the years here. Primarily the biggest issue we're going to start seeing is cement issues throughout, and I'll show you those. But this support that's coming out of these doors, come over here a little bit, but all these doors, all these doorways that come out all the way down. Basically, I have an unsupported structure. A lot of the sills are cracked. This is by far one of the better ones. Going down, it's worse. Water got in and blew all these out. So here we have an unsupported, well, there's the bracket right there actually. This one has all these bars going down and sort of reinforcing all the way down. So there's a lot of stress the building has given. There's a lot of platforms that have pushed down a little bit. But this one over here, this scenario here is, as you go down, it's actually missing in some places and gone in others and rotted away. So this side is not supported. So a lot of it is holding back to the building, and it's not properly tied. A lot of this rail acts as a truss, and so that's been compromised. So let's start walking down and showing you exactly what's wrong with this fire escape. A lot of the treads, somebody came in and changed the bolts and took out no rust. So you got rust buildup in every single one. The bolts are new, but somebody, see look at all the bricks. So this upper platform, the bricks are gone here. So the only thing holding this is already tilting down, 2 inches plus minus coming down. So it's already pulling away from the building, and the bricks are gone. Look at that. That's all from ice jacking and some rust jacking. So this is a compromised platform right here on the top floor. And as we go down, I'll keep showing. All original hardware, square head bolts, except for some of the treads, square head bolts everywhere. Cement, this all water's getting in here. See, water's getting in here. This is some of the better ones, but obviously the building's had some water damage. There's some bulging of the bricks that they've repaired in the past. But a lot of times these fire escapes are feeding water into it. See, water getting in here. Look at those rusty teardrops. Okay. A lot of these have the support here, no support there because they're relying on that to hold. Look, it's pulling away from the building, and that is pulling away, and look, it's not even in anymore. There's nothing to hold on to, and it's difficult to put an arm there because it's there's a window underneath. So same problem here, but at least some half arm could be put on here to help support that corner, because trying to tie into the old rotten wood over here is not doing anything. So we have an unsupported corner, and you can already see it tilting out, and it's already pulled away from the wall here. Another area, that's another dangerous area. We got, the stringer clips, rust in every connection, They put these bars going down, which I think we're going to have to continue with this method and reinforce it, because these rods have just threaded rod, and the water and the threads have all rotted out to a certain degree. You can see the spaces and all this grading. There's water inside each one, and that's separating. So we're going to show photographs of that. So You walk very gingerly here. Here's another unsupported. Look, that end right there. It's not even connected. There's nothing connecting that. It's gone. There's no bolt. It just rotted totally away. So another unsupported platform. Another untotally supported platform up above. It's this arm that supports this one, so it's not even connected. So again, I'll just keep going down. All the treads full of rust. A lot of these sills have cracked and water's feeding down into the steel. Steel is both rust jacking and ice jacking, causing damage to the building. Some of the treads have eaten so much they've eaten the stringer. So we're gonna have to assist to the stringer in some cases. Look at the bulge here. Look at that water. There's water getting in there. Look at that rust stain there. That's an indicator that water's getting in there. Okay, all original hardware. This time you could not load test this fire escape. It's already leaning. Look at that, pulling away from the building. So there's nothing supporting that corner other than what it wanted to do was tie back into the building. It can't. Okay, let's continue going down. Again, the rods coming down are adding some additional structure. Got all the spacers rotting out. Another unsupported area here that is part of this door coming out here. Okay, sills are all cracked. As you go down, it's even worse. The cracks. Okay, bending. Notice all the cement issues. How much water has gotten in there, how much rust. 1/4 to 3/8 buildup, more. Look at the cement blowouts. Look at that cement blowout right there. Okay, so some patchy cement work was done. They've come in and welded a few spots here and there. So no real repair work has ever been done. Spot repairs have been done to this fire escape. Changing of some bolts, but nothing really substantial. Again, notice that this one's still tying in over there. It's a little bit more straight than the one above. The one above is leaning down. This one is not, but still, it's an unsupported corner. We can't really rely. We're probably gonna have to put a brace back underneath these because they're not doing their job. Again, the fire escape has got lead-based paint, as you can see on the red primer base. Unsupported corner. As you can see, these are all shot going down further. Cement's blown out. Going down the stairs. As we get further down, we're going to get into some emergency situations. The clips are gone. We're probably on the 5th floor now. Some radical repair. Look how much rust. It's starting to eat the stringer, so we got to get these cleaned. Otherwise, it's going to eat the stringer. We have to replace the stringer as well. Look at that major blowout right up there. All right, now to verify these connections into the wall, we're gonna have to disturb this building. I recommend highly that we just put in a new through bolts or a new epoxy bolts into this building and leave the originals. Secure them. As you can see, it starts repeating itself. This is when we start getting into these sills made out of stone. I think it's limestone. They're in pretty bad condition. They're all snapped, feeding water down. This is one right there. See, it's not even connected anywhere. There's no bolt. It's all eaten away. This is the only thing holding up this support right here. It's gone. So that's gone. So there's another emergency area here. And when you start looking underneath, you can see the major cracks feeding water constantly to this. It's already blown out the bricks. And you can see, so this is another platform, and it's pretty dangerous. Rust in all the treads. Going down pretty quickly now because it's starting to repeat itself. As you can see, looking up, every connection showing water infiltration, rust jacking, got lead paint, chip. Hasn't seen paint in 20 years. This thing has not seen. Look at, this is the spacers that are all popping. So that's what can open up and you can get your foot stuck inside. Spacers open, spacers open, spacers open. You know, a very bad corner situation here. It's very bad. So this is what you need to, when you're looking down the treads. Changed out all the bolts, but they left all the rust inside every single one. Look how bad that ice jacking in that brick is pulled out. Look how bad that one is there. Look how bad that one is there. So we definitely need to sit on this one and do a restoration on this that is going to be more permanent in nature and something that will complement this building. Look at this blowout here. Look at those blowouts. Look at all that rust stains coming down. So I'm sure there's some damage inside this building that everybody's trying to find out where that water's coming from. A lot of times it's right from this fire escape. The fire escape will feed water into the building and nobody knows where it's coming from. Again, we got separators, grading separators that are opening up, treads. They changed the bolts, but they didn't remove the rust. Original hardware stayed in some and they welded it. But just a quick fix somebody did. It's another emergency platform. Look at that. If I zoom in, you can't even see the connector there anymore. There's no connector there. And it is that brace. It's that brace that's holding this brace. And it's this brace that's holding this area here that's holding this staircase. Stair full of rust. Connectors. Look at all the spalling that's happened in this corner. Look at that. All gone. When you look underneath, it's a pretty bad situation. Pretty bad situation here. It's popped out. Pretty bad situation on that one. That one's popped out too. That one down there is popped out also. So tiers of rust coming down, indicating that water is getting into this building. So we get a lot of water intrusion. You can see the water. You can see cement spalling right there. So it's about 100% of all the connections are pretty bad. Need to be identified and verified. Prior to load testing or certification, we highly recommend that you just replace them. This is a bad area. This is an emergency area right here. This one and the one below is already tilting. Look at that. It's already giving down. The whole area is very dangerous. And that support and that connection is shot. There's nothing there. So it's very bad, this area right here. We're about, I'd say, the 3rd or 4th floor up. Got a lot of sills that are shot, broken. This is what's feeding water back into this, so this has to be arrested and dealt with in order to help maintain the fire escape. Look at all that. Look at that. That was a Mickey Mouse job of somebody coming in and patching that and basically throwing a very large band-aid on it. All these stringer clips are all original square head bolts, 50, 75 plus years old. All original hardware. They changed out all the treads, but look, they left all the rust. And all that rust has been eating the stringer. So 100% of all the treads need to be removed. This is a older style tread, so this probably is a 75 to 100-year-old fire escape. Cement problems, cement problems, cement problems. Appreciate that one right there. Blown out, so I would not at this time load this fire escape in any way. We have a problem down at the very bottom where the cantilever comes down. There's another one where this is showing signs that it's caving down. So this one is definitely caving down. Definitely blown out here. When you go underneath, you're gonna see. And look at that mess up there. Look at that mess. Okay. When you look up there, if you can see that that bracket is gone. Sunlight is not allowing you to totally visual see, but I mean, this is so many years of growth, unchecked growth. If this fire escape was passed in the past 5 years, it was illegally passed. It wasn't, nobody did their job correctly. So this fire escape has not passed inspection in the past 15 plus years at least. If there's any fire escape certificates on file, I would bring somebody out here and hold those people accountable, because this fire escape is very, very dangerous. Another emergency. Look at that one, ready to blow out, spall out. We got a lot of these C-channels, supports. So there has been some attempt to basically reinforce, but as you can see, a lot of rust. A lot of this rust is eating the stringer. As you get lower and lower to the ground, the stringers are in pretty bad condition. So once we clean it, we'll see if they still have enough of a cross section on there. So some of the grading was changed out. This is new grading, and that's one of the things we have to look at, is putting new grading in instead of fixing the old grading. A lot of water's getting back in dirt and debris, and this causes ice jacking and rust jacking. As this freezes and thaws, it pulls it out. They've tied it back into the building. We really don't know what's in here anymore. This looks like a new window installation, but then they covered it, but they didn't tie back. We don't know what's behind here anymore. There's a lot of this Mickey Mouse supports that came down. Why? I don't know. This needs to be further investigated as to what was their attempt. Look at all that rotted out. The clip. And then we have a situation where this is another floor that comes out. And again, they've basically gone back to these C-channels to basically support this below, probably because they needed the height or the clearance down here. So they've got this 2x2 angle suspenders and such. This release arm doesn't even work. What's supposed to happen here is when this is engaged, you can't break into this building because you can't pull that down the way that I did to get into this building. But when you release it and I do this, it's supposed to be drop 2 to 3 feet per second, hit the ground and stay down. And you're going to go out straight out that side door there in case this gate is closed. Well, there's trash here, there's barrels here, and this won't come down because it goes right on top of the barrel. So this is a major fine for the fire department. They'll fine you if for some reason this egress is blocked in any way and the cantilever can't come down for the people or the firemen to go back up. But this release arm is all gone. The weight box is out of balance. She stays up, she won't go down by herself, and I'll have to go out a little bit, and I'll show you that right now. These are all original hardware on these treads going down, and I'll walk out a little bit so you can get a sense as to what has to happen when I'm already 3 steps out. See, now I have to gingerly hold on. Wait till it hits the ground. As soon as I get off, this thing will come back up by itself. So there's the weight box, there's the release arm, and I'm supposed to release this. See, that release right there is supposed to hold it. That keeps people from breaking into the building. All right, so a lot of rivets, original hardware. See, these rivets are already popped. See, popped rivets. So, and this is what the pivot arm is, what's holding this whole thing. A lot of welds. A lot of these welds, basically, instead of putting the holes back in, the holes are there. Instead of putting bolts back in, they just welded it. So some original square head bolts still here. Original hardware, original construction. As you can see, the barrels. I had to move all these barrels in order to get this thing to go. And as soon as I get off, which I'm about to do, she starts going up by herself. See? And when it goes up by herself, now you can see what happens there. Now, she's not supposed to be going up by herself, because now, in order for a fireman to get back up there, if he doesn't have his pole, that's about 10 feet in the air, he can't get it. He's supposed to come down, stay down. This is a definite block, and that's how you're supposed to get out, but it's all blocked by these barrels, these trash cans. So I'll make them aware here at the building that they can't block this, but I'm sure after I make them aware, they're gonna put it right back in this area. So that is a fine from the fire department. Be careful. Any questions, fire escape engineers? Expect a summary video. This is Specialist Meneses here. It's a 10-story here on Franklin Street in Boston. Any questions, give me a call, 866-649-0333, 866-649-0333, or you can contact Fire Escape Services at 800-649-3333, 800-649-3333, and they will get in touch with us. Thank you.